It was Noam Chomsky who said, if we do not believe in the freedom of expression for people we despise, then we do not believe in freedom of expression. I think that should be, if one does not believe in freedom of expression for one they despise, then they do not believe in freedom of expression, or perhaps ideas that they despise. It's going to go into a little bit of Robert Mugabe. He died, I believe, in, let me see, when did Robert Mugabe die? I believe 2000, was it 2019 that Mr. Mugabe passed away? Just looking at, so he was born in 1924 and he died September 6th, 2019 at age 95. And he died in Singapore. Did not die in the hospital or any hospitals in his native country of Zimbabwe. It's kind of interesting, you know. Some of these individuals out there. I'm looking at the One People's Project. It's a very leftist organization. And these people have really no empathy for opposition, and they do not believe in freedom of speech. What they say is freedom of speech does not mean freedom of reach. And the One People's Project and the person who runs it, Daryl Lamont Jenkins, says hate has consequences, but it's only one group, by the way. That that are allowed to that aren't allowed to show what they consider to be hate. Proud Boys and white power symbols in Orlando. So again, I'm just examining some of these things here. I have my own internal struggles too, and one of those is with food. I am type 2 diabetic. And we have Tucker Carlson, who people should believe that they should be, I guess Tucker Carlson should be fired from his job, and the ADL is asking for that because the ADL believes that he has put out a white conspiracy theory. You know, the problem with groups like the ADL and the SPLC, they're still fighting the Second World War, and they're still fighting Jim Crow America. And they're treating, some of whom are a little bit unhinged, but they're treating people who do things maybe uncouth or not right, and it's very selective, as though they are fighting someone who has the power of Jim Crow America or Nazi Germany. The Nazis were defeated in World War II, and Jim Crow America was defeated largely in the 60s with the 1964 Civil Rights Act and then civil rights legislation beyond that. And by the 1970s, much of Jim Crow America was vanished, and there's still some relics of it, but most of them are crackpots. And of course, these crackpots always want to enter into conservative organizations. And of course, these crackpots in these organizations, they'll always be seen as mainstream, or that they're the leadership. They'll try to pervert them as though they are the leadership, because of course crackpots come in the ranks, such as the Proud Boys and other conservative groups. Of course, they always hide the crackpots on the left. And the left does not want to debate, they want to censor. Censorship and control is what they want. They want unquestioned authority. And right now, it seems like largely they are getting exactly what they want. There was a time when you could actually speak out against the authorities that be, but that is not the case today. For a while, the internet, social media was the wild, wild west, and a free exchange of ideas could be had. But the powerful civil rights industrial complex and the grievance complex said, no, that's not to be. And they flexed their muscle. And I didn't even know how much they had metastasized themselves with all levels of the economic establishment, both private and public. When you own the banks, and you own the flow of money, you can do a lot of things. And I have a lot of people say, Brian, or they call me Mr. Midnight Movie, why do you care about this? One person in particular, and he tries to get me off this. And same with my partner, he doesn't necessarily agree with this. And I do think that this is probably, for me, the largest issue of our time is the right to have freedom of reach with your speech. I mean, you can talk in the closet, You can say whatever you want to your closet, but if you can't say what you say in public, and the manner in which you're punished, these people punish you without trial. I've said before that even the awful Nazis had the Nuremberg trials. But they want to skip the trials and go right to punishment. And they're deciding who is punished and who isn't. And that does bother me. In fact, it does kind of make me angry, and it informs me how many people believe that this cancel culture is correct. It seems like the elites are running things, and the elites will tell you what you can hear, what you can say, how much reach you'll have. Because who decides who has reach and who doesn't? Who decides who has the right to a platform and who doesn't? For me, I thought, again, Section 230 was for the information age. But now it seems like the information age has become the age of censorship and punishment, because cancel culture was formed online. And they're not trying to stop them, but the people who battle against cancel culture and want to debate about it, well, they're the ones who are being censored. We live in a rather strange world, folks. I, for one, have a preference for open and honest debate. But we're living in a country, it's like an abusive parent or an abusive spouse that controls the purse strings and just wants you to obey. That's what it seems like. And I've been told by one person who's rather intelligent that going up against these individuals is kind of futile. They control the system. But people have been wrong before. Anyway, I can go further, but I'm not. I'm gonna kind of quietly end this show. But I hope people get something from it. Perhaps they do or they don't. The one thing you want to do is work hard, be diligent, and because when you stand up to somebody and they discard you and you leave, you can build something. Well, this has been Brian with Transparency and Merit. Like and subscribe, leave a comment down below. Particularly if you don't like the show and you're putting thumbs down, would like to hear why. Maybe you think I'm fake or a phony, or you think I'm really not a Stoic, and that's fine. I'd rather have somebody be honest and tell me how they really feel. Anyway, this is Brian with Transparency and Merit. Wishing you the best. Hoping you can work hard and stay strong.